And welcome back. Welcome back to a very special edition of Chit Chat. Of course, I am having a really in-depth chat with Johnson Beharry. What can I say about Johnson? He's an incredible human being who has defied so many odds. And right now we're going to continue to chat with Johnson about his journey through life. And in particular, at this point in time, what really happened when he saved his comrades in combat. Johnson, Iraq.
Well, so you want me to go into Iraq?
Yeah, if you can, I really don't want to put you through the whole reliving this thing, because I'm sure you wake up in the middle of the night with nightmares of this thing going on, playing over and over and over in your head. So I will allow you to tell us as much as you want to and hold back as much as you want.
It's fine. I'm happy to talk about it in detail, but we'll be here all tomorrow.
I know. So you can give us the edited version.
I'll edit it for you.
Yes.
The thing about what happened to me, I could speak about it. I can't listen to it. It's listening to it that actually triggered it off more than actually speaking about it. And for a lot of soldiers or people who actually been through what I've been through, normally speaking is the hardest part.
Yeah.
So for me, I've got a plus.
Yeah.
Speaking, I could speak about it. But basically, after selection, I went into training. I did 6 months infantry training, and I'm in an infantry regiment, Princess of Wales Royal Regiment, which is Princess Diana Regiment. And as you can see, I've got a tie to represent that.
Very nice.
I did a further 6 months training after my initial training to become a soldier. And I deployed to Kosovo for 6 months. I did 6 months in Kosovo. I came back from Kosovo. I did a further 6 months training. I deployed to Northern Ireland. I came back from Northern Ireland. I did a further I came to Grenada actually because my grand passed away.
Right.
When I went back to England, we had the news that we was going into Iraq in 6 months' time. So I had to do a further 6 months training to deploy for 6 months. So that's 3.5 years I haven't really had time to be at home.
Yep.
I was loving every minute of it. I was enjoying every minute. But I remember my commanding officer said to us, the battalion, whatever tour you do before theater, you go to like Kosovo, Northern Ireland, put it behind you because this one going to be different.
Yep.
But as a school teacher, he's the headmaster. That's his job to tell you them things. And for me, that's the way I look at it. I say, well, that's his job to tell me, tell us soldiers, just forget what you did before because this one's going to be different. Didn't pay him no mind. We deployed in Iraq in 2004, April 2004. And I didn't listen what he had to say. All I knew, I was going there and I was pretty excited. I couldn't wait to go. Because I knew everything I trained for, I'll be able to do it as an infantry soldier. We deployed in April. We had 2 weeks to climatize. You think Grenada is hot? That's winter. Imagine I'm leaving, I came from a hot island, I have to go into a next hot island, I have to climatize for 2 weeks before I go out and do my job. Climatizing, I was skiving because we had to do fitness, but we had to beat the sun. But I'm very good at skiving. So I started limping when I'm running. And then the 2IC said to me, what happened to you? I said, I picked up an injury in my knees. So he said, we don't want it to get it worse. So, stay back in Shaiba. I'm happy. I'm not doing fitness. 5 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. Everyone else running. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to go out on the ground. Because when we was climatizing, all I could hear is gunshot outside, in the distance. And I said to the guys, look, I want to go straight into that. They say, you're crazy. I said, no. Because the frame of mind I wanted that anytime I go out on the ground, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So as soon as I go out on the ground, I want to be shot at.
Really?
And so I asked for it, so it happened. After 2 weeks, I went to Camp Abu Naji, where I was based. The camp get blown up within about 15 minutes arriving. But I'm a private soldier. Private soldier don't get paid to think. So I turned to my sergeant and I say, Sarge, what to do? He said, well, if you don't know what to do, stay there. All I had to do was put my body armor and put on my helmet and take hard cover. That's it.
Yeah.
But I don't get paid to think that far ahead. I'm a private soldier. Someone have to tell me to do that.
Right. Right.
And I had, 20 minutes to take over a warrior, which is a smaller version to a tank, get myself into a crew and get out on the ground. And my journey started there. It was amazing. 24 hours fighting.
Wow.
When I say fighting, it's not like when you're a little boy, you have a tie gun and shooting each
Not
other
at
with
all.
water gun. It's live bullet coming
Oh,
from
yeah.
all different direction. We didn't have time to sleep. We didn't have time to eat. I used to eat on the move. I went into Iraq, I was 13.5 stone, bigger than I am now. I came back after 3 months and I was under 8 stone.
Wow.
I'm not saying that, to go to Iraq to lose weight, but, the workload was, pretty tense.
Yeah.
While doing all, I'm going to skip everything, all the bits where we did, contact, and I'm going to go straight on to the 1st of May 2004. 1st of May 2004 is the main part of my citation which went forward for me to receive the Victoria Cross, to put me in line for the Victoria Cross. There was 2 separate incidents, 1st of May and 11th of June.
Right.
So 1st of May 2004, I was on QRF. QRF meaning Quick Reaction Force. So anything happened, we have to react within minutes. So what we used to do, sit there, body armor on, helmet on, rifle. Anything happen, we're ready to go.
Yeah.
But we're not going on foot, we're actually going with warriors.
Right.
I was driving the command vehicle. So in a platoon there is 4 vehicles, 4 warriors, and I was driving the command. So I would lead the 4 vehicles into the battle. We had a foot patrol on the ground, and we knew it was only a matter of time that something would happen to them, and we would get called out. So we went halfway between the camp and the guys on the ground. We spent about 5 minutes on the ground, and then we've been told that someone been shot, and we need to go in to get a casualty.
Wow.
But that was, facing the enemy.
Yeah.
So now we end up with 5 vehicles because we have to take the medic with us.
Right.
And I'm leading 4 other vehicles, including mine, convoy of 5, into that contact to get the casualty out. We was given a proven route. On the way in, the route was blocked. So we decided I decided to take the alternative route, which is more or less, going wrong and roundabout, in a bigger sense, to get back onto the proven route. Then I slowed down and I said to my boss, is that okay? He said, that's fine, continue. I continued driving and I heard a huge explosion. I didn't know where it came from. So I stopped the vehicle and I called out to the boss and I said, boss, what happened? I didn't get any response. So I moved forward 3 to 5 meters to come out of that killing zone if I was in the line of fire. Then it happened again. I called out to the boss again, no communication. And that kept happening. And it happened to me about 12 times when I run out of space.
Wow.
And then I realized now the vehicle is on fire. So I realized that it was my vehicle that was getting hit by rocket propelled grenade. And rocket propelled grenade designed to blow up tanks.
Right.
And what it is, you got this charge, this huge explosive, and then there's a charge inside of it.
Right.
When it hit, that charge made a hole, punch it like a huge piece of steel, make the hole, go in, anything inside there come back out. So 12 of that went through my vehicle.
Wow.
And then my engine was on fire. In front of me was a huge wall blocking the route. And I knew I could have driven through the wall, so I tried doing that. Nothing was happening. Then I said to myself, I'm not going to die here. I'm getting out of this vehicle. And to my right, where I had to exit back onto the proven road, there was a crane sitting there. And I'm thinking, well, they used the crane to put the wall in the road, to block the road. But I could have taken hard cover in that crane without being killed. Then I said, but the guys need me. Whether they're alive or not, because I don't know if anyone alive, because no one is speaking. There were 6 other soldiers in the vehicle, and no one is speaking. And I say, you know what, I'm going to stay with them. I'm going to get them back to camp. So now I turned the vehicle, so I was facing that direction, and the wall is that way, so I was on the left-hand side of the wall. I turned the vehicle to the right, and I pushed the wall from the right-hand side, open, enough space to drive it through, like a doorway. And then there was a mine. Anti-tank mine sitting there. So again, I had to make a decision. And there was loads of decisions I had to make. Was it the right ones? I don't know. I can't say if it was the right decision. At that point, I knew that everyone was going to die. Because that mine is stopping me from going through. But then there was 30 soldiers there. And the only person that could have stopped 30 soldiers from getting killed was me.
Yep.
And the only way that was going to happen, I had to kill myself. So I had to set off the mine to clear the route to save 30 soldiers. And at that point, I did prepare to die. So I said, right, I'm going to drive over the mine, set the mine off, clear the route. I would die. The guys in the back of the vehicle was going to be okay. They would pick them up and carry on. So I positioned the vehicle again, because how the Warrior is designed, if the Warrior is the size of my hand, this little compartment here is me,
right,
and all this here is the engine, then
right,
you have the big gun, and then the guys at the back.
Right.
So I put the engine over the mine, and I'm sitting next to the engine, hoping that the mine would blow up, the engine going to take out most of the blast.
Right.
At that point, I knew I was going to die anyway, so there was no hope for me. The guys at the back was going to be okay, and you know, the rest of the vehicles could carry on. Well, I did go over the mine. I can't tell if he went off because there was so much explosion.
Right.
But someone behind me told me that they saw my vehicle lift off the ground. And that's 36 ton lift off the ground. So I'm guessing it did went off, but then nothing, nothing happened to me. Well, I guess nothing happened to me. And then I saw something coming in the distance towards me. Again, I didn't know what it was, but whatever it was not moving away from me. It was coming directly at me. And because I had my hatch open, because I couldn't see anything with all the smoke,
right,
I decided to close the hatch. I didn't, as soon as I pulled the hatch down, I didn't manage to lock it. The hatch blew off in my hand. And I realized there was a next rocket propelled grenade coming directly at my head.
Wow.
Well, now, my head is still there, but there is no hatch cover.
Right.
That's blown off. And I'm sitting this much, sticking onto the enemy, under heavy machine gun fire. And I didn't know where I was going. All I knew, I was going deeper into the killing zone. But I didn't have a choice because everything behind me was 100%. Ahead was a 50-50. So I keep going. And then I realized where I was, outside a building named Simic House, where we have a company of soldiers looking after the building. And then I saw the rest of my company. I was so happy to know that I was not by myself.
Right.
But I could not have seen anyone because everyone was battened down in the vehicle.
Right.
I was the only person exposed to the enemy, and they were shooting at me. So I drove my vehicle into someone else's vehicle to get their attention. And I did, asked for help, and they said, okay. They closed the hatch back, and I'm sitting there like this, waiting for help. No one came to help me. But I was waiting only 30 seconds. But it seems like I was waiting for
forever.
Ever.
Yeah.
3 days, and no one came. And the best way to describe that 30 seconds, in real life, you don't see bullet traveling. You see a trace of a bullet. In that moment, I saw a bullet coming. I saw a bullet traveling. And that's how quick my brain was processing information and how slow things was around me. So sitting there for 30 seconds and no one coming to help me seems like 3 days. So I decided now I'm going to get out of the vehicle because it's only a matter of time for them to kill me. And I lie in front of the vehicle to take cover. In front of the vehicle, it's quite high, maybe about 4 feet off the ground. And I went underneath the vehicle. And I'm thinking I need to get on top of the vehicle, which is about 6 to 8 feet. Could be 10 on top of the gun, where the two guys are, the gunner and the commander, to see if they're okay. But there's two things going against me. The vehicle is on fire, and the enemy is still shooting at me.
Right.
And I'm thinking, how am I going to get on top of this vehicle, which is a bigger target, standing on top of it without being shot or without being burnt? And I couldn't come up with an answer. So I put my rifle on my back, because the sling allowed me to put it as a rucksack on my back. And I run through the fire, run up the vehicle, run through the fire. And I lie down on top of the vehicle. And the first person I saw was my boss. Touch him on his head. I said, "Boss, are you okay?" I didn't get any response. So I grabbed him by his helmet, one hand, and pull him. But Mr. Dean was about 16, 17 stone. I was about 9 stone. And when I pull him, he tried standing, and his legs give way. And he fall back in, and he pulled me with him, and I damaged my spine at that point. So, well, the only option was to grab him with my 2 hands now.
Yeah.
Grab him with my 2 hands, pull him up, put him on my back, went through the fire, get him into safety, come back again, take the gunner, same thing, through the fire into safety. Around the back, there was 4 guys in the back. Individually carried them into safety. Then went around the other vehicles and checked for casualty, get everyone into safety. And then I went and sit back in the burning vehicle. At that point, everyone would think I'm crazy. But I'm not. The reason why I went and sit back in the burning vehicle, I knew I was driving the command vehicle. All our intelligence is in that vehicle. And most of all, if that vehicle ended up in the enemy hands, they could use our weapon system on us.
That's right.
But that vehicle was about to blow up at any seconds. And in there was 12 boxes of grenade.
Wow.
One grenade would take this building off.
Oh, yeah.
Completely. There was 12 boxes. There was 200 high explosive 30 mil cannon and 200 APDS, which is armor piercing rounds, which is high explosive as well, in there. So that's 400. Plus 6 bin of 7.62. Again, high explosive. My ammunition, I've got 4 grenades on me, pin on me. So when that vehicle go up, there is no doubt that all you're going to see is just fire, nothing else.
Yeah.
But I did again prepare to die with the vehicle because I didn't want the guy's job to be harder out there. And then I started driving the vehicle back to camp. I drove the vehicle about 500 meters. For those who don't know, 500 meters, 5 length of a football pitch.
Right.
Then my jacket went on fire. I stopped the vehicle. The commander in front of me said to me, "Take the vehicle back to Simic House," which is 500 meters behind me. This is not far. So I turned the vehicle around and I headed him back. But I knew there was 30 soldiers in that building, and if that vehicle blow up, that's it.
Was your vehicle on fire at this time?
Still, always.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it been on fire from the middle of the ambush up to out of the ambush, and still under heavy machine gun fire. You know, all the time I was getting the guys out of the burning vehicles, still under heavy machine gun fire. And what I did, I drove the vehicle down the side of the building, on the side of the river. I went again through the fire and disabled the weapon system. Went again through the fire, disabled the vehicle. There was 3 weapons left in the vehicle. I take all 3, and I went and sit in the next vehicle. And at that point, the last thing I remember was someone removing my helmet from my head, pouring water on me and saying, "Harry, Harry, stay with me." And no one called me Beharry in the army.
Right.
They call me B, they call me Harry, they call me all sorts of a name. You know, and about 4 hours later, I wake up in the med center in camp. Well, I wake up when half of the med center get blown out.
Wow.
Because even camp was dangerous.
Yeah.
And when that happened, all I was interested in was speaking to my mom and my aunt. Because I didn't want them to know what happened. I just didn't want them to know, because for some reason, I don't know, I just didn't want them to know. So the following day, what left of the hospital, I discharged myself because the flies there was big. So. And if they fly past you, they throw it down. And I don't like flies.
Yeah.
I hate flies and rude kids.
Hey.
2 things,
Yeah,
biggest
I agree.
enemy. So if you're a kid and you're rude, I associate you with flies, because I don't like them. I discharged myself from the med center. I was walking through camp. I didn't allow to walk through camp without helmet and body armor. On my way back to accommodation, my sergeant major and my sergeant came up to me. And I said, "Where you going?" I said, "I don't want to be up there. Flight's too big." They said, "You need to go back because you had a heat stroke and you were shot in your head.
Wow.
I was like, really? And then they showed me my helmet. 7.62 bullet went through my helmet, my head. So I didn't know I shot in my head. That's why I never mentioned it. Now there is no question about me going back to the UK.
Yeah.
Commanding officer said, look, you had a heat stroke, you have a second one, you will die. You have to go back to the UK. I said, I'm not going. I'm staying. He said, we're not asking you. That's a command. You have to go back. You can't stay in the sun anymore, you will die. I said, let me stay in camp, work on the vehicle in camp, so when the guys come in, they have the vehicle to go back out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the last thing I remember.
Wow.
Last thing I remember. And as I said, there's 2 incidents.
Mm-hmm.
So the second one, everything I'm about to say now is what the guy said to me.
Right, because
I don't
have
remember.
No recollection of
So
what
there's
happened.
a 6 weeks gap, and look, I'm sweating talking about it. There's a 6 weeks gap between the first and the second.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I did in the 6 weeks,
Yeah.
but the guy said to me, they issue me a new vehicle, and I carry on as normal. But on 11th of June 2004, the camp get attacked, and we knew where the enemy was.
Mm-hmm.
So we went out looking for them. And again, I was leading the convoy out. About 0.3 miles from camp, I drove straight into an ambush again. And I must let you know, I don't like driving into ambush because it's not nice.
No, not at all.
It's not nice.
Not at all.
The enemy fire, I wouldn't say at me because it was about 12 o'clock midnight.
Wow.
No lights on, driving in the dark. A rocket propel grenade again.
Mm-hmm.
I would say at the vehicle, which fly past my face and detonate 6 inches from my face and slam back in my face and smash all this.
Oh my gosh.
Was gone. I managed to reverse the vehicle out of the contact. Don't ask me how I did.
Yeah.
Don't know. By doing that, I put 12 more lives into safety.
Yeah.
And they managed to get me out, which they said I went into a coma instantly. They flew me to Shaiba.
Mm-hmm.
Shaiba couldn't do anything for me. They flew me to instantly to Kuwait, where they keep me alive
Mm-hmm.
with less than 1% chance of survival. Time up, because the commanding officer said, the doctor said that the only thing they have to do was hope and pray,
Mm-hmm.
because they can't do anything for me. So they flew my aunt to Kuwait to turn off, I guess, the machine.
Right.
And I saw her in the room. I saw myself on a hospital bed. I saw my aunt in the room, the doctor and the welfare officer. I was looking down
Out of body experience, eh?
onto them. And this is what I'm about to tell you now. I asked everyone who was there, who I saw. They said it never happened. But I saw, when I was in the hospital bed, they lift me off the hospital bed.
Mm-hmm.
And for some crazy reason, the hospital was on the side of a river. And they put me in a canoe.
Mm.
And they sailed me down the river. And in the middle of the river, there was a building.
Mm-hmm.
To know why there was a building in the middle of the river. And they sailed me into something like a garage into that building.
Mm-hmm.
And in the building, there was loads of lights, but not electricity lights. The best way to describe it is like sunrise or sunset lights.
Mm-hmm.
It was coming through, was beaming through the room, but there was no windows.
Mm.
There was no windows. And in the room, there was 2 persons. In the far corner, far right-hand corner, there was a woman looking. And in the middle of the room, there was something all in white.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I can't say if it was a man or a woman, but when I speak, I normally say he.
Mm.
Whatever it was in the middle of the room came over to me, because they lift me off the bed now, of the canoe, and they put me on a bed made of nails.
Mm.
And I'm lying there on the bed, and he, as I say he, but I don't know what it was, came over to me, but didn't walk, glide over to me,
Mm-hmm.
and walk over me. And I'm dumb, so I ask him question now. I ask why he's doing that. And I keep saying he, and I don't know why I'm saying he, because I can't say if it was a he. Whatever it was long white beard, long white hair, and a long white coat. Everything was in white. And he walked over me, and I asked why he's doing that. And a voice came from somewhere and said he's testing me to see if I'm ready to go back. And that's it. At that point now, I hear everyone saying, oh, he's awake, he's awake.
Really?
I mean, I have VIP treatment, but that was a VIP treatment. They put me on a 747 all by myself and flew me back to London. But saying that, that was the riskiest thing the British Army could have ever done. Fly me at sea level over Iraq. Because my head was smashed so bad, I couldn't go high.
Right.
So they had to fly me at sea level. I came into Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham, where they operate on me. And basically what they did, they cut open my head.
Right.
So this bit came forward, and they went into my brain. They cleaned my brain. What they couldn't clean, they had to take out. So at the moment, I lost quite a lot of my frontal lobe.
Really?
Hence why I have no personality, but we don't really need
Oh,
that.
come on. You got a lot of personality. Behave, Johnson.
But yeah, so, you know, I lost that frontal lobe.
Wow.
Then they had to rebuild my eye socket, rebuild my nose and my forehead. So now all this is titanium.
Yeah.
Been in hospital for a very long time. Had to learn to do everything again. Learn to walk, learn to speak, learn to eat. People call me cabbage. People call me lettuce, whatever they want to call me. It doesn't matter, you know, I prove everyone wrong. And I went through my recovery.
Yeah.
Never take medication.
Wow.
I refuse to take medication. Because I believe, me personally, I believe that when doctor gives you medication, you tell yourself it's working. And I use that power. I tell myself the pain is a healing process. And I learn to take the pain and put it aside. Was it easy? No, it wasn't. It was difficult. Twice I tried taking my own life.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't see the purpose of me being alive.
Yeah.
Because everything I ever tried to do in life was to help, and still do, help and save lives.
Yeah.
That's what I did in Iraq, and I couldn't understand why I had to suffer so much. I mean, today, been over 8 years, and I'm still in pain.
Yeah.
In my head, in my shoulder, my neck, my back, my knees, I'm still in pain. But no one could tell I'm in pain.
Yeah.
Because I learned to put it aside and carry on with life.
Yeah.
Because the worst already happened.
Yeah.
Nothing else could happen to me that was that bad, more than death. And I'm not scared of death.
Oh, we know that. We know that. Johnson, you just put me through an ordeal that I can't even say is like a movie, because I think the cameraman along with myself, we've just been in combat. Yeah. And I'm dizzy right now. I am really dizzy. And all I can really tell you is your number isn't up.
Well,
your number is
which
never up.
one?
I know, right? That's the thing. Man, you probably have so much numbers. But that's so incredible. But we're going to take another break, Johnson. Thank you for sharing that with us. I'm so appreciative of that. But I'm continuing to chat with a VC hero, Gideon Beharry, on this special edition of Chit Chat. When we return, we take a look at the lighter side of things as Johnson speaks about, you know, life after the tragedy. We'll be right back.